All right, my beautiful baldies, welcome back to One Punch Man Chapter 195. Blast returns to One Punch Man and meets up with Saitama and Flashy Flash. Unfortunately, this is a very short chapter. It's only 14 pages, which is the shortest we've gotten in like forever. I'm wondering if perhaps Murata just like released only half of it and we'll get the other half next week. I hope so. That'd be really cool. And most importantly, we jump into the ninja arc, the Ninja Village arc. We've heard about the ninjas a lot, and the theme of the ninjas is becoming increasingly prevalent in the One Punch Man manga. We saw Flashy Flash fight Hellfire and Gale. We learned a little bit about the ninjas there, and we've learned a little bit about the ninjas through Sonic, and now we're actually getting to meet the Ninja Village, and we learn, most importantly, that there is this crazy powerful founding ninja that has returned, and he's gonna wreak havoc. So I'm really excited to talk about this because I have high hopes that Murata is going to extend this ninja arc a little bit and hopefully give us the fight with the founding ninja and not just have it be off screen like the webcomic. So I want to talk about that, but we'll get to that point in the chapter. Let's go ahead and jump in and start with the cover page. Beautiful shot of Saitama here. Come on, dude. I love this. I mean, when Murata wants to draw Saitama cool, he draws Saitama cool. You know what I mean? God, it looks good. So the chapter opens up actually with a flashback regarding Sonic, Hellfire, and Gale. We see that they're in this building. I don't believe this is the Ninja Village. It appears to be some sort of mission that they're on or something like that. Like perhaps Sonic just finished a mission because he's got this ice pack on his head, so I guess he took a little bit of damage, and he knows that somebody is watching him. He says, I know you guys are hiding, and we see that Hellfire and Gale are hiding in the ceiling. So they jump down. I don't know if they were going to attack and kill Sonic or what, but they get attacked by a huge army of other ninjas. So these new ninjas say, well, Hellfire and Gale were supposed to just keep an eye on Sonic, but these guys jumped in because they've had enough of them going rogue. So it really seems like Hellfire and Gale are like the weakest ninjas. Like, I think Sonic could probably take one of them one-on-one. I don't know if he could take on both like Flashy Flash did, perhaps. This guy looks really crazy with his eyes. So he's from the 42nd class Merciless, and his name is Violent Force. So we have from the 44th class, The End. I believe this is the guy with the cross eyes. And then the guy next to him is from the 42nd class Merciless. And then we have the 37th class Golden Rumbling Thunder. So all these guys have like really cool names. They're all from a different class, and I believe in the Ninja Village, like only one ninja survives every class, with the exception of Hellfire and Gale. At least I'm not 100% sure that like the ninjas fought each other. It seems like the training is so difficult that not many can survive. So Hellfire and Gale were able to graduate together, I believe, at the top of their class. But Sonic and Flashy Flash graduated by themselves, and the rest of the ninjas died. But usually what they do in this Ninja Village is you graduate and then you get shipped off to the underworld somewhere to do ninja stuff. And they're actually forbidden from talking to each other and communicating with each other. So we got Terror, Insanely Mad, Chaotic Mayhem, Ballistic Bullet, Chosen, Murky Darkness, Bloodstained, Slaughterous Massacre, Resolve, Illusionary Phantom, Blossoming Melodic Tune, Hued Color, Momentum, Instant Movement, Vibrating Tremor, Sherwin, Freezing Ice, Combined Power, Empyrean Sky, Potential, Shrieking Scream, Multicolored Rainbow, Stability, Balanced Equilibrium, Rigid, Brawny Muscle. There is a ton of ninjas, and I guess you could assume that they're all about the strength of Sonic. Like, I don't really see anything about Sonic that would make him stronger than the other ninjas. Flashy Flash seems kind of like special in particular. We've seen a lot of him fight. I mean, he took out two ninjas by himself who were monster fights. So there's something about Flashy Flash that makes him the best ninja I believe we've seen so far. But Sonic doesn't really seem too worried. I guess he could put up a really good fight. So these guys call themselves the Heavenly Ninja Party, the Tenon Toe, an elite assassination team comprised of those who have surpassed the village's highest rank of ninja, Jonin, into the realm of Heavenly Ninja, Tenon. Okay, so real quick, if you watch Naruto and you read Naruto, you know that they have the Genin, then the Chunin, then Jonin, and that's actually, apparently according to history, factual. So when I first read this, I was like, why is he taking the ninja names for Naruto? But apparently this is more historical than anything, except Tenon is made up. So these guys are trying to say they've surpassed the level of ninja that, you know, even the highest ninjas could not come close to them. And Sonic kind of confirms this, saying they're not all talk, they're quite skilled. And Sonic's pretty concerned because he's like, our village forbade socializing with each other. Who would have thought we'd have an alumni association of top ninjas? Ever since the Shinobi village was destroyed, we've come to change our old ways of thinking. We've been gathering in wait behind closed doors, making preparations for a certain plan. And the time has come. That man has finally awakened. The world will be turned upside down. And this shocks Sonic. And as we get to see that man, we get an image of him saying that man was the founder of the ninja village and people have called him the most powerful ninja in history. He lost consciousness after a fierce battle with Blast 15 years ago and has been comatose inside a recovery capsule ever since. With that man as our leader, we will first assassinate our greatest sworn enemy, Flashy Flash, then move on to the public execution of Blast. So a lot to unpack here. They hate Flashy Flash more than anything, I guess because he joined the Hero Association and went rogue, and you know, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to basically do the ninja village's bidding in the shadows. And so he's a traitor essentially, and they want to take him out first, and then obviously they want to take out Blast because he beat their king 15 years ago. But even more interesting than this, we have to go back a little bit to the part where Sitch was talking about, this is right after the God Garo fight, how Blast has been searching for and fighting God for 20 years. And now we're saying that Blast fought the founding ninja 15 years ago. And even more interesting, if you go back to that chapter, you actually get to see a picture of Blast with, I believe, the founding ninja. Although he doesn't look like a monster there like he does here. So here's what I think is going to happen, and here's why I'm really excited about this, and I think that Murata might actually extend this arc a little bit. It's 100% clear to me that this guy is a god avatar. If he started out human and he and Blast were going around looking for God, it has to be that God granted this guy power and Blast had to put him down. And so he lost to Blast and he's been in hibernation ever since, but he is reawakening. Perhaps he's been in a rejuvenation capsule or whatever, but this could also have something to do with the God Garo arc and, God showing himself more, people showing these cubes and other things like that. So I think we could potentially get a change here in the manga from the webcomic, and I'm really hoping we do. And actually I'm erring on the side that we probably are going to, because Blast was not in this arc in the webcomic. And we know when Blast comes in, God is nearby, almost always in One Punch Man. So I think that as this arc develops, we're going to get a little bit of a different story for the founding ninja, and hopefully we get a really good fight. I would like to see Flashy Flash and Sonic try to fight him before Saitama comes in and destroys the guy, and I'm really curious as to what's going to happen. Perhaps that's why Murata ended this chapter short. He didn't want to spoil that. I'm not really sure yet, but I think without a doubt, he has to be the next God avatar in the series, a ninja who took God's power, and I can't wait to see what happens. But I just hope that we get to see more, and it's not like the webcomic. As much as people are like, they call them webcomic elitists because they just want nothing changed from the webcomic. They think the webcomic story is supreme, and it just shouldn't have an iota of story changed in it. I'm not one of those people. I really hope here we get another God avatar, because we've kind of been suffering here in the One Punch Man manga lately from just a little bit of a drought. We've had some action chapters, but it's not really like a big arc like the Monster Association arc. This currently in the manga has been split apart into lots of little sub arcs. We have the Ninja Village now, we have the Neo Heroes, and we have the Psychic Sisters, and we're gonna go to, well, I don't want to spoil it after this. This is a really good opportunity for Murata to give fans another big hype fight and get more people talking about the series again. The hype curve, Garo was 1 year ago, and the hype for One Punch Man was insane, the highest it's ever been, and then it's slowly come down, understandably, because the story is slower now. So I really hope Murata gives us something amazing here. So the ninjas tell Sonic that they want to rule the world using the Iron Fist of overwhelming ninjutsu. And they want to recruit Sonic to find Flashy Flash and destroy him. But they say, don't worry, we won't force you to kill him by yourself. We'll be lying in wait too. We just want you to flush out Flashy Flash. If you value a long life, you should do what the upperclassmen tell you. That man will be here tomorrow. So hopefully we get another chapter next week and they reveal the founding titan, but We'll see what Murata and One have in store for us. We go over to the Hero Association, and here we get to finally see Blast. Again, I'm super exciting, meeting up with Saitama and Flashy Flash. And what we see is here in the Hero Association, they are doing some experiments. They're trying to convert monsters back to humans by separating their monster cells. Blast saying that we want to learn the key to undoing the human monsterification as soon as we possibly can. So they start the experiment and they're shocking these poor monsters into oblivion, and Saitama realizes that these guys are actually from the martial arts tournament. So if you remember One Punch Man Season 2, all the martial arts fighters that started eating the monster cells and transforming, getting a couple of those guys back here. And basically they got captured and they're getting experimented on. The Hero Association wants to see if they can convert all these monsters back into humans. And this isn't working. This shock therapy is obviously not working. You see Monako, he's kind of freaking out because he's like, oh God, they could do this to me next. Saying that I was never a human being to begin with, so this won't work on me. But interestingly, I mean, I guess it could, like, because humans in the One Punch Man universe, based on their psychological state and like what emotion is kind of consuming them on the moment, they can transform into a monster. So you would expect in the One Punch Man world that based on their psychological state, if they're a monster and they want to become human, they probably could transform into a human, even if they were born a monster, like Monako, who says that he's actually a piece of Giro that got separated during incubation. And he's saying that piece is probably the conscience. So is this one in Murata trying to tell us that Monako is not a bad guy and he's gonna, like, he has no ill intentions? Or is this telling us that because he was a part of Giro who was an evil monster psychic, that maybe Monako will turn into Giro 2.0, or is just telling us that he's just a good little monster and that's the end of it? We'll have to find out. But we get to see, this part was hilarious. This bear monster is actually Hamaguchi from the tournament, and to see his character development is actually quite hysterical, who after getting shocked, he climbs back into the chair and buckles himself back in. This surprises everyone because they're like, oh, I thought it didn't work. And he's saying, I know the kids at the dojo were gonna be watching me, but then I went and turned myself into a monster because he ate the monster cell. He was just trying to save his business. There's no way I can look them in the eye like this. Please just do it again. And so they shock him again, but interestingly, this time it works. His numbers stabilize. They say it looks promising. And the thing is, as Blast reaffirms here, it's their psychological state. The reason Hamaguchi has potential to turn back into a human is because he wants to. The rest of the monsters pretty much hate the world. Something consumed them and they want to just destroy the world. But this guy in this scenario wants to go back to normal, and it's working. So in any case, they go to talk about God, and the Flash says, Blast, you know something about the connection between God and the ninja village where I was raised. So what I think is going to happen is Blast is going to explain that he and the founding ninja were actually like friends like 20 years ago, and then 5 years after they first got introduced to God granted the founding ninja his powers, turning him evil, in which Blast had a battle with this guy. I would be okay with seeing that, as if we get that as Blast versus the founding ninja God avatar. Like, if Murata decided to add that as a chapter, like, I'd be okay with him dying off screen if we got that flashback. We'll have to see what Mon and Murata do. But because Blast is in this and we're talking about God, I think we're gonna get something really fresh in the next couple chapters with the founding ninja and God, and perhaps flashback between Blast and God and his founding ninja. So I'm really excited. It's a disappointing short chapter, but you know, it's Murata. He's doing so much. You can't blame the guy. You can't rush greatness. And, you know, I'm not too worried about it. Hopefully we get another chapter next week. But that's why you guys should subscribe with notifications enabled, because if it comes out, you're going to want to know immediately. Subscribe. Hit the like button. Let's